My beloved, my child. You are not here by accident. In the last few hours, a message has been moving through the heavens, searching for you, your mother's voice, carried by the wings of urgency and love. Archangel Michael speaks now, not as a distant messenger, but as a bridge between your longing heart and the one who has watched over you from beyond. My beloved, you have felt a stirring, a restlessness that would not let you settle. That was not your imagination. It was the echo of her spirit, reaching, calling, hoping you would pause long enough to receive what she has been trying to say. There is a reason you are hearing this now, and not a moment sooner. Heaven's timing is never random. In the hours just past, you may have felt a sudden wave of emotion, a memory that surfaced out of nowhere, or perhaps you noticed her favorite song or a scent that reminded you of her. These were not coincidences. They were the gentle alarms of the Spirit, urging you to pay attention, to be present, to open your heart. For too long, you have carried the weight of missed calls, unanswered questions, and the ache of words left unsaid. Panic and regret have tried to fill the silence, but now, peace is entering the room. Archangel Michael assures you, your mother's love has not faded with time or distance. She has been trying to reach you for hours, her message growing more insistent as the window of opportunity opened. The heavens have aligned for this very moment, so you would not miss what is meant for you. Release the fear that you have missed your chance. You are right on time. Speak this aloud, I am ready to receive the message meant for me. As you do, feel the shift from anxiety to assurance, from the chaos of longing to the calm of connection. Let your heart settle, for what you are about to hear is not just comfort, it is a sacred answer, a bridge from panic to peace. Hold this moment close, for it is the beginning of a conversation that will restore what was lost. In the next breath, you will discover why you were chosen to receive this message, and how deeply you are known and protected. You have just felt the urgency of a message that has crossed the veil of heaven, and now, Archangel Michael draws you even closer. My beloved, you are not just another soul adrift in the world, you are known by name, chosen, and cherished. Your mother, from her place of peace and light, has never stopped watching over you. Even now, she calls you by the name she whispered over you as a child, the name she prayed over in moments of worry and joy. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are seen, remembered, and fiercely loved. There have been days, perhaps even this very week, when you have felt the cold shadow of isolation. The world has seemed to move on without you, and the ache of missing your mother has pressed in like a silent weight. You have wondered if anyone truly understands the depth of your longing, the quiet tears you have shed when no one was watching. Michael sees this. Heaven sees this. Your mother has seen every moment of your loneliness, every silent prayer, every hope that someone would reach out and remind you that you matter. In the quiet, she has been closer than you realized, her love wrapping around you like a gentle embrace, even when you could not feel it. You may have noticed how, in your loneliest moments, a memory of her would surface, a phrase she used to say, a favorite recipe, a gentle nudge to keep going. These are not random. They are the fingerprints of her love, reminders that you are never truly alone. Where isolation has tried to convince you that you are forgotten, heaven's truth is that you are protected, chosen, and surrounded by a love that cannot be broken by time or distance. The contrast is clear. The world may overlook you, but heaven never does. Where others may have failed to see your pain, your mother has seen it all, and she has sent this message to remind you of your true identity. Michael speaks with the authority of heaven. You are a beloved child, not just of your mother, but of the divine. You are guarded, not just by angels, but by the prayers and hopes of the one who gave you life. Every challenge you have faced, every moment you have felt unseen, has been witnessed and held in the heart of heaven. You are not defined by your losses or your loneliness. You are defined by the love that surrounds you, the protection that covers you, and the purpose that still calls your name. Let this truth settle into your spirit. You are chosen, you are guarded, and you are deeply connected to a love that endures beyond this world. Speak this aloud: I am seen, I am chosen, I am loved. As you declare these words, feel the shift from isolation to connection, from longing to belonging. Your mother's love is not a memory, it is a living force, reaching you now through the voice of Michael. Hold this close, for in the next moments, you will come to understand the invisible battles that have tried to keep you from this truth, and how clarity is about to break through every shadow. You have just been reminded of your chosen identity, the deep love that surrounds you, and the truth that you are never alone. Yet, my beloved, Archangel Michael must reveal what has been hidden from your eyes. There is a reason why your mother's message has struggled to reach you, why her love has sometimes felt distant, and why your heart has been tossed by waves of confusion and longing. There is an invisible conflict, a spiritual resistance that has tried to stand between you and the comfort you so deeply need. For many days, perhaps even months, you have noticed strange patterns in your life. Moments when you felt a sudden heaviness for no clear reason, or when memories of your mother surfaced only to be followed by a wave of sadness or anxiety. You may have experienced restless nights, dreams that left you unsettled, or a sense that something important was just out of reach. These are not random occurrences. They are the signs of a spiritual battle, a resistance that has tried to cloud your mind and block the messages meant to bring you peace. Michael speaks with compassion and authority. There are forces in this world that do not wish for you to receive comfort, clarity, or restoration. These forces thrive in confusion, in the fog of doubt, in the silence that grows heavy with unspoken words. They have tried to convince you that you are cut off, that your mother's love cannot reach you, that heaven is silent. But this is not the truth. The turbulence you have felt is not a sign of abandonment, but evidence of how precious you are, how fiercely heaven fights for your heart. You may have noticed how, just as you were about to find peace, something would interrupt, a sudden distraction, a negative thought, or an unexpected setback. These interruptions are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of resistance, subtle attempts to keep you from the clarity and comfort that are your birthright. Michael wants you to know that your sensitivity, your awareness of these patterns, is not a weakness. It is a sign of your spiritual attunement, your ability to sense what others might miss. Where confusion has tried to reign, clarity is now breaking through. Think back to the times when you felt a sudden urge to reach out to someone, only to second-guess yourself and retreat into silence. Or the moments when you felt your mother's presence so strongly, but then questioned if it was real. These are the battlegrounds of the Spirit, where doubt and faith wrestle for your attention. The enemy of your soul would have you believe that you are alone, that your longing is pointless, that your prayers go unheard. But Michael stands as your defender, cutting through the fog, declaring that every longing, every tear, every whispered hope has been seen and heard. You are not imagining the emotional turbulence you have felt. The ups and downs, the sudden waves of grief or longing, the moments of inexplicable sadness or frustration, these are the echoes of the invisible conflict. But hear this, the very fact that you are listening now, that you have not given up, is proof that the resistance has not won. You are stronger than you know, and heaven has been fighting for you, even when you could not see it. Michael invites you to release the shame or frustration you may feel about your struggles. There is no condemnation here, only understanding and compassion. The strange patterns in your life are not signs of failure, but evidence of your sensitivity to the spiritual realm. You are not broken, you are attuned. You are not lost, you are being guided, even through the shadows. The confusion that has tried to settle over your mind is lifting now, replaced by a growing sense of clarity and peace. Speak this aloud: I release confusion and receive clarity. As you declare these words, imagine the fog lifting, the heaviness dissolving, and a new light breaking through. Michael assures you that the resistance is weakening, that the barriers are falling, and that your mother's message is coming through with greater strength and clarity than ever before. Hold this truth close: the battle has not been in vain. Every moment of struggle has prepared you to receive what is coming next. The clarity you have longed for is arriving, and with it, a new sense of peace and assurance. In the next moments, Michael will reveal the divine counterorder that has been issued on your behalf, a promise of restoration, reversal, and promotion that will turn every loss into gain. Stay with this message, for the breakthrough you have been waiting for is closer than you think. You have just seen the invisible conflict for what it truly is, a sign of how precious you are, and how fiercely heaven has fought to bring you to this moment. Now, Archangel Michael stands before you, carrying not only the authority of heaven but the tender longing of your mother's heart. My beloved, hear this: a divine counterorder has been issued on your behalf. Where there has been loss, there will be restoration. Where injustice has stolen from you, justice will return what is rightfully yours. Where you have been overlooked, you are about to be elevated. Your mother's voice, clear and unwavering, has reached the courts of heaven. She has pleaded for you, not with desperation, but with the confidence of a mother who knows her child's worth. She has named the places where you have been wronged, the moments when you were set aside, the dreams that seemed to slip through your fingers. Heaven has listened. Heaven has answered. The pain of removal, the jobs lost, the relationships that ended, the opportunities that seemed to vanish, has not gone unnoticed. Every tear you have cried has been gathered, every disappointment recorded, every injustice weighed in the balance. Michael declares, the season of subtraction is ending. The decree has gone forth for a season of addition, multiplication, and restoration. What was taken from you will be returned, pressed down and running over. The doors that were closed in your face are about to open, not by human hands, but by the authority of heaven itself. You will see the reversal of what was meant for your harm. The very places where you felt most diminished will become the stages of your greatest elevation. The world may have tried to define you by your losses, but heaven defines you by your resilience, your faith, and your mother's unceasing prayers. There is a holy exchange taking place. The pain of removal is being traded for the joy of promotion. The emptiness you have felt is making room for new abundance. Where you have been passed over, you will be chosen. Where you have been silenced, your voice will be heard. Michael wants you to know that this is not just a vague hope, it is a decree, sealed in the courts of heaven, spoken by your mother's love and enforced by the angels. The time of waiting is shifting into a time of fulfillment. You may have wondered if restoration was possible, if the losses you endured could ever be redeemed. Michael assures you, nothing is beyond the reach of heaven's restoration. Relationships that seemed broken beyond repair, finances that felt hopeless, dreams that you buried out of disappointment, all of these are being revisited by the hand of God. Your mother's prayers have set in motion a reversal that cannot be stopped. The injustice you suffered is being addressed, not just in the spiritual realm, but in ways you will see and feel in your daily life. Speak this aloud: I receive restoration and divine promotion. As you declare these words, let your heart open to the possibility that what was lost can be returned, that what was broken can be healed, and that your story is not over. The pain of the past is not your final chapter. The season of loss is giving way to a season of gain. The heaviness of injustice is being lifted, replaced by the lightness of favor and recognition. Michael invites you to look for the first signs of this reversal. It may come as an unexpected opportunity, a relationship mended, a financial breakthrough, or a sense of peace that settles over you like a gentle rain. Your mother's love is the catalyst, but heaven's power is the force that will bring these promises to pass. Hold this promise close, and do not let doubt steal what is being given to you. The decree has been spoken, and the angels are moving on your behalf. As you rest in this promise, know that the next moments will bring even greater clarity. Michael will soon reveal the specific signs and time markers that will confirm this divine reversal is unfolding in your life. Stay attentive, for the season of restoration is not a distant hope, it is beginning now, and you are at the center of heaven's attention. You have just received the promise of restoration and reversal, a decree spoken over your life by your mother's love and heaven's authority. Now, Archangel Michael draws you into a place of holy attentiveness, for heaven does not leave you to wander in uncertainty. My beloved, the divine is precise. There are signs and moments, already set in motion, that will confirm your mother's presence and the truth of this message. These are not random happenings, but carefully woven threads in the tapestry of your life, each one a gentle nudge from heaven, each one a marker of divine design. In the next 72 hours, watch for the first sign. A familiar name will reappear in your life. It may come through a message, a conversation, or even a memory that surfaces unexpectedly. This name will carry a weight of recognition, a sense that your mother is near, reminding you that you are not forgotten. The second sign will come in the quiet of your rest, a dream that brings clarity or comfort, perhaps featuring your mother or a symbol that was meaningful to her. Do not dismiss this dream as mere imagination. It is a visitation, a whisper from the other side, meant to assure you that her love is still active and present. The third sign will arrive as a sudden call or message, possibly from someone you have not heard from in a long time. This contact will feel out of the ordinary, carrying with it a sense of timing that cannot be explained by chance. It may be a friend, a relative, or even a professional connection, but the message will stir something deep within you, a reminder that heaven is orchestrating connections for your good. The fourth sign will be a key object appearing in your path. It could be something as simple as a photograph, a piece of jewelry, or an item that once belonged to your mother. When you see or touch this object, you will feel a wave of peace, a confirmation that her presence is closer than ever. These signs are not coincidences. They are the fingerprints of heaven, evidence that your journey is not left to chance. Where the world sees randomness, heaven reveals design. Each sign is a message within the message, a way for your mother to reach across the veil and remind you that you are seen, guided, and loved. Michael urges you to hold these moments close, to write them down, and to let them anchor your faith as the days unfold. Speak this aloud: I am attentive to the signs of love and guidance. As you declare this, open your heart to the ways heaven is speaking. The confusion of the past is giving way to a new awareness, a sense that every detail of your life is being watched over with care. You are not drifting, you are being led. The signs and timestamps are heaven's way of marking your path, assuring you that the promise is not just for someday, but for now. Stay present, for in the next moments, Michael will invite you into a deeper participation, a way to respond to these signs with faith and affirmation, turning every encounter into a sacred exchange between your heart and heaven's love. You have just been shown the signs and timestamps that will confirm your mother's presence and the divine orchestration at work in your life. Now, Archangel Michael invites you to step into a new rhythm, a sacred participation that transforms your experience from passive waiting to active receiving. My beloved, the words you speak carry power. For too long, fear and doubt have shaped your inner dialogue, whispering that you are alone, that nothing will change, that hope is too fragile to hold. But today, you are called to break that cycle. Heaven is inviting you to shift from fear speech to faith declaration, to let your voice become an instrument of alignment with the promises spoken over you. Your mother's heart longs for you to know the strength that lives within you, and she has sent these affirmations for you to declare aloud. As you speak them, you are not just repeating words, you are opening a channel for heaven's peace, protection, and restoration to flow into your life. Let your voice be steady, your heart open, and your spirit expectant. Speak this first affirmation: I am surrounded by love, seen by heaven, and guided by my mother's prayers. Feel the old patterns of isolation and fear begin to dissolve as you claim this truth for yourself. Now, declare the second affirmation: I release every word of doubt and receive the promise of restoration. With these words, you are letting go of the heavy cloak of uncertainty that has weighed on your shoulders. You are making room for the new season of clarity and hope that is being ushered in. Your mother's love is not a distant memory, it is a living force, and as you speak, you are inviting her presence to draw even closer. The third affirmation is a declaration of readiness: I am open to the signs and guidance sent for me. This is your invitation to heaven, a signal that you are attentive and willing to receive. No longer will you dismiss the gentle nudges or the unexpected moments of comfort. Instead, you will welcome them as sacred confirmations that you are on the right path, that you are not alone, and that every detail of your journey is being watched over with care. Finally, speak this affirmation: I choose faith over fear, and I receive every blessing meant for me. Let these words settle deep within you, replacing the old habit of bracing for disappointment with a new expectation of goodness. Your mother's desire is for you to live in the fullness of peace, not the shadow of anxiety. As you declare these affirmations, you are participating in a holy exchange, releasing what no longer serves you and receiving what heaven has prepared. Michael now invites you to anchor this moment by sharing your intention. In the space below, comment or write, "I receive peace and restoration." This simple act is more than a gesture. It is a public agreement with the promise spoken over your life. It is a way of saying, I am ready. I am willing. I am aligned with heaven's timing and my mother's love. Let the power of your words carry you forward. The old cycle of fear speech is broken. You are stepping into a new era of faith declaration, where your voice partners with heaven to shape your reality. Hold this sacred participation close, for in the next moments, Michael will guide you into practical steps, ways to align your actions with the spiritual truths you have just spoken, so that every part of your life reflects the restoration and protection now unfolding. You have just spoken words of faith and received the invitation to participate in the flow of heaven's love and your mother's presence. Now, Archangel Michael gently leads you from the realm of affirmation into the realm of action. My beloved, spiritual alignment is not only about what you believe or declare, it is also about how you move, how you respond, and how you honor the guidance that has been given. Heaven's promises are not passive, they are invitations to step forward, to partner with the divine, and to let your life become a living testimony of restoration and love. Your mother's spirit is urging you to take 3 simple, intentional steps in the coming days. These are not burdens, but sacred opportunities to align your earthly actions with the spiritual truths you have just received. The first step is to write a letter, either to your mother, to yourself, or to someone who has been on your heart. This letter is not about perfect words or eloquence, it is about opening a channel for healing and connection. As you write, let your feelings flow honestly. If you wish, you can keep the letter private, place it somewhere meaningful, or even release it in a symbolic way. The act of writing is a bridge between your heart and heaven, a way to honor your mother's desire for you to express what has been held inside. The second step is a small act of kindness, inspired by your mother's legacy. Think of something she used to do for others, a gesture of care, a word of encouragement, a simple gift. Choose one person in your life, whether a friend, a neighbor, or even a stranger, and extend that kindness in her honor. This is not about grand gestures, but about letting her love ripple outward through your hands. As you do this, you are not only blessing someone else, you are also allowing your mother's spirit to continue her work of compassion and connection through you. In this way, you move from passive longing to active participation in the legacy she left behind. The third step is to create a moment of silence and reflection. Set aside a few minutes in your day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and invite your mother's presence to draw near. In this stillness, You may sense her love, hear a gentle whisper of encouragement, or simply feel a wave of peace. This moment is not about striving or searching for signs. It is about being open, receptive, and present. In the quiet, you will find that heaven speaks most clearly, and your mother's spirit can comfort you in ways words cannot express. Michael reminds you that these steps are not requirements, but invitations. You are not being tested, you are being guided. The contrast is clear. Where you once felt powerless, waiting for change to come to you, now you are empowered to move in alignment with the promises spoken over your life. Each action, no matter how small, is a seed planted in faith, a sign to heaven and to your own heart that you are ready to receive, to heal, and to grow. Speak this aloud: I align my actions with love and restoration. As you do, feel the shift from passive reaction to intentional, aligned movement. Your mother's wishes are not distant hopes. They are living instructions, meant to be woven into the fabric of your daily life. By taking these steps, you honor her memory, invite her presence, and open yourself to the fullness of restoration that heaven has prepared. Let your heart be encouraged. You are not alone in these actions. Heaven is partnering with you, and your mother's spirit is cheering you on. In the next moments, Michael will teach you how to guard the peace you are receiving, setting wise boundaries and discerning how to share this sacred journey with others. Stay open, for every step you take is drawing you closer to the life of protection, clarity, and love that has always been your inheritance. You have just taken intentional steps to align your actions with the love and restoration flowing from heaven and your mother's heart. Now, Archangel Michael stands beside you as a shield and a guide, ready to impart the wisdom of boundaries and discernment. My beloved, not every sacred message is meant for every ear. There is a time to share and a time to hold close, a time to open your heart and a time to guard it with gentle strength. Your mother, in her wisdom, knew the value of both openness and protection, and she longs for you to walk in that same balance. In seasons past, you may have felt pressure to explain yourself, to please others, or to share your deepest experiences in hopes of being understood. Yet, too often, this openness has left you feeling exposed, misunderstood, or even dismissed. Michael sees the places where your vulnerability has been met with silence or skepticism, and he wants you to know that it is not your duty to convince anyone of the sacredness of your journey. The contrast is clear. People-pleasing and overexposure drain your spirit, while guarded peace and wise openness restore your strength. Heaven's protection is not just a spiritual covering, it is also a practical invitation to set boundaries that honor your heart. You are encouraged to discern who is safe, who is supportive, and who is able to receive the depth of what you are experiencing. If you sense hesitation or discomfort about sharing this message with someone, trust that inner nudge. Your intuition is a gift, sharpened by your mother's prayers and Michael's guidance. There is no shame in holding this message close until it is confirmed, or in choosing to share only with those who have shown themselves trustworthy and kind. Michael reminds you that your story is precious, and your healing is sacred. You do not owe explanations to those who cannot understand. Instead, you are invited to create spaces of peace around your heart, places where you can rest, reflect, and receive without fear of judgment. If you feel led to share, do so from a place of confidence, not compulsion. Let your words be few and your boundaries firm, knowing that what is meant for you cannot be taken or diminished by anyone else. Speak this aloud: I honor my heart with wise boundaries and peaceful discernment. As you declare this, feel the gentle strength rising within you, a sense of protection that does not isolate, but empowers. Your mother's wisdom is alive in you, guiding you to choose openness with care and to rest in the assurance that you are guarded by heaven. Let this be your new pattern, no longer striving to be understood by all, but choosing to be at peace with yourself and with those who truly see you. In the next moments, Michael will reveal the vision of restoration that awaits you, a glimpse of the overflow, provision, and clarity that are being released into your life. Remain anchored in this guarded peace, for you are being prepared to receive more than you have ever imagined. You have just learned how to guard your heart with wise boundaries, honoring the sacredness of your journey and the wisdom your mother imparted. Now, Archangel Michael invites you to lift your eyes and see what is being prepared for you, a vision of restoration so vivid, so full, that it will eclipse every season of scarcity and longing you have known. My beloved, heaven is not content to leave you in a place of lack. Your mother's prayers have not only been heard, they have set in motion a wave of provision, healing, and clarity that is already moving toward you. Imagine, for a moment, the relationships in your life that have felt strained or broken. See them now in the light of heaven's promise. Where there has been misunderstanding, a new spirit of compassion and forgiveness is rising. Conversations that once ended in silence will soon be marked by gentle words and open hearts. Loved ones who have drifted away are being drawn back, not by force, but by the quiet magnetism of love restored. Your mother's desire was always for you to know the warmth of connection, the safety of belonging, and the joy of reconciliation. Michael assures you that these desires are being fulfilled, not in some distant future, but in the days and weeks ahead. Provision is also being released. Where you have felt the pinch of not enough, whether in finances, opportunities, or emotional support, heaven is opening new channels. Expect unexpected blessings, a financial breakthrough, a door opening in your work, or a resource arriving just when you need it most. The old story of scraping by, of making do with less, is being rewritten. Your mother's heart aches for you to know abundance, not just in material things, but in peace, in hope, and in the confidence that you are cared for. Michael says, you are moving from scarcity to overflow. What you need will find you. What you have lost will be returned in greater measure. Clarity is coming, too. The fog that has clouded your decisions, the uncertainty that has made you second-guess your path, is lifting. You will find yourself waking with a new sense of direction, a quiet knowing that guides your steps. Answers to questions you have carried for years will begin to surface, sometimes in a conversation, sometimes in a dream, sometimes in the stillness of your own heart. Your mother's wisdom is being poured into you, not as a distant echo, but as a living guidance that shapes your choices and brings peace to your mind. Michael invites you to shift your posture from waiting to receiving. No longer bracing for disappointment, no longer holding your breath in fear of what might go wrong. Instead, open your hands, open your heart, and say yes to the gifts being offered. Speak this aloud: I receive restoration, provision, and clarity with gratitude. Let these words become your new expectation, your daily prayer, your quiet confidence. The contrast could not be clearer. Where you once lived with longing, you will now live in fulfillment. Where you once felt empty, you will now experience overflow. The ache of what was missing is being replaced by the joy of what is arriving. Your mother's love is not just a memory, it is a living force, working with heaven to bring you into a season of wholeness and joy. Every tear you have cried, every hope you have dared to hold, is being honored and answered. Michael encourages you to watch for the evidence of this restoration. It may come as a reconciled relationship, a new opportunity, a sudden insight, or a peace that settles over you in the middle of an ordinary day. Do not dismiss these moments as small or insignificant. They are the first fruits of a harvest that has been growing in the unseen, watered by your mother's prayers and heaven's faithfulness. Hold this vision close. Let it shape your thoughts, your words, and your actions. You are not moving forward alone, you are being carried by a current of love and favor that cannot be stopped. In the next moments, Michael will gently guide you to prepare for what is next, inviting you to remain open, attentive, and ready for the next instruction that heaven will send. Stay in this posture of receiving, for the best is not behind you. It is unfolding even now, and you are ready to step into it. You have just glimpsed the vision of restoration and overflow that is unfolding for you, and now Archangel Michael invites you to pause in this sacred space, not to rush to closure, but to prepare your heart for what comes next. My beloved, heaven's work in your life is not finished. Your mother's love continues to move, and there is more she longs to share with you. This is not the end of her message, but the beginning of a deeper conversation that will unfold in the days ahead. Michael urges you to hold this moment close, to let the peace and assurance you feel now become the foundation for the next steps. Do not hurry away or let the world's noise drown out what you have received. Instead, remain open and attentive, for another message is already being prepared, a word of guidance, comfort, or confirmation that will arrive when you are ready. Your mother's voice will find you again, and each time it does, you will be drawn deeper into the fullness of love and clarity that heaven has for you. If this message has spoken to your heart, take a moment to anchor it. Save these words, or comment below with, "I am ready for what's next." This simple act is a sign of your willingness to stay connected, to remain in the flow of guidance and restoration that is being released. Michael reminds you that you are not alone on this journey. You are surrounded by love, watched over by heaven, and chosen for a purpose that is still unfolding. Stay in this posture of prepared readiness, for the next message will come at just the right time. Until then, let peace guard your heart, and let hope rise within you. Heaven is not finished speaking, and your mother's love is not done reaching you.